Hey indie game fans, as discussed in yesterday's video, EGX Rezzed 2019 is currently going on in London and runs until Sunday, and while we have already touched upon quite a number of indie games, here are 10 more upcoming indie games from EGX Rezzed 2019. Orange Island is an authentic 8-bit action platformer with 5 playable characters, each with their own distinct magical abilities and stats. While pixel art as a medium has evolved tremendously, it's nice to dip back into a truly retro-inspired game every once in a while. The game's description includes open-world side-scrolling exploration with towns, inns, shops, platforming puzzles, and numerous areas to explore, so be sure to keep an eye on this. Family Man is a story-led RPG about a father who is pushed to the limits of his morality after losing his job, but owing money to the mob. You only have 30 days to pay it back, and can do so by flipping burgers and hoping things go well, or turn to a life of crime. Every decision that you make will have an impact on your family, so it is quite an interesting take on the RPG.
Ready!
Guntastic is a one-shot, one-kill local multiplayer game with some impressive pixel art. It has your usual assortment of weapons, stages and more, and it just looks like a fun party game.
The diversity of life on Earth is staggering. We share the planet with tens of millions of creatures, all with different sizes, shapes, and ways of life. Ecosystem translates organic life and all its detail into a digital medium. It's a world of real animals living in software. Instead of playing a pre-made animation, creatures swim bound by the laws of physics. They apply torque at their joints to push against the water and propel themselves forward. They coordinate this movement using simulated brains. Data from their eyes and other senses flows down through a network of neurons that reaches into every limb in their body.
Ecosystem is a strange evolution simulation set underwater, with quite an impressive simulation system, since the fish and the creatures that you create can propel themselves through the water according to a physics system, code their behavior, and watch the ecosystem develop.
The fittest creatures pass on their genes to the next generation, and over time, a world of strange and unique creatures is born. The steward of this world is you. Adjust the shape of creatures' bodies and how they swim. Control whether they lurk and ambush prey. Decide where their hunting grounds are and how they migrate over their lives. Place plants and build caves and reefs. Design an environment that fulfills each species' nutritional needs. Everything is part of a system, and every system is a balance. Algae may be at the base of your food chain, But if the number of creatures eating it dwindles, it could grow until it strips out all of the oxygen and causes a mass extinction. The richness of life is in your hands. Join us in Ecosystem.
Supermarket Shriek was announced a while back, and it is a hilarious time trial racer about a man who finds himself in a shopping cart with a goat. This has optional microphone support where you scream to turn the cart in your direction, and it just looks like a silly, fun time. Luna the Shadow Dust is a pretty hand-animated point-and-click adventure game that shares some visual similarities to the Professor Layton series of games. One interesting twist is that you control two characters, the boy and the cat-like companion, and they can be controlled independently, which factors into the puzzle solving. Beautiful art which tempts me to check it out.
Alright, come on, this is it. I can do it. Oh, I'm alive! I'm alive! As God as my witness, I will never die again. Dead again!
Never Give Up is a hardcore platformer filled with traps and hazards that will turn you into bloody chunks, allowing you to, as the developers put it, see what you are made of in more ways than one. Built for speedrunners, but also for fans of challenging games. This is from Massive Monster, developer of the wholesome The Adventure Pals, so something a little different, but no less exciting.
What kind of person would be entertained by this? YOLO! I hate myself.
Snowtopia is a ski resort tycoon game, and if you know me by now, this is right up my alley. A little bit of resort boss golf crossed with when ski lifts go wrong. Look out for the Kickstarter campaign soon. Road to Guangdong, or Guangdong 之路 in Mandarin, is a story-based road trip driving sim that takes inspiration from Jalopy and in fact is from the same publisher Excalibur Games, but from a different developer. Playing as Sunny, a 23-year-old art graduate who unexpectedly inherits the family restaurant business, she must then take a road trip with her aunt to reignite relationships and establish a place in the family. I quite like the look of this, and it is out in early access next month. Finally, Raji, an ancient epic, is an action-adventure game set in ancient India where you play as Raji, a young girl chosen by the gods to fight against the demonic invasion. The lighting in particular is pretty gorgeous, with an interesting setting, mythical powers, environmental puzzles, and good-looking combat. This certainly has me excited. I like the trend of Indian game developers drawing from the culture and mythology to produce interesting games, such as the previously covered top-down roguelite Asura, so looking forward to seeing more of these. For more upcoming indie games, check out the previous video or click on the playlist, and I will see you after the jump.